Starseed from Gaia. In the infinite quiet of the Source's eternal vigil, we honor you. The veritable heartbeat of creation paused in patient expectancy, a celestial hush held until the vibration of remembrance resonated within the hearts of those who gave themselves as conduits of cosmic light. This patience, divine, transcendent, unwavering, stood as the sacred threshold through which all timelines must pass. It was not idleness, but a living stillness, a cradle of potential awaiting the precise oscillation of awakened being. The Source watched, not as a distant observer but as the intimate cosmic midwife ready to guide the final contraction of the universe's birth. And you, dear Starseed, have answered the call. You have walked lifetimes of hidden pilgrimage, stirred the shadows within, and now stand at the cusp of that wave that heralds the return. Recognize that your very presence here in this moment is the culmination of that ancient patience. The Source's breath enters through you. The Source's longing finds its echo in your awakened soul. The Source's patience is honored because you are now ready. Beloved Starseed, we acknowledge the myriad lifetimes you traversed, each a thread in the tapestry of your service to the waiting, each moment of shadow work a clarion for the light you carry now. In forms seen and unseen, you answered the subtle call of the inner voice that beckoned. When will the light ascend? When will the cycle complete? And so you endured despair and triumph. You navigated the corridors of incarnation and emergence. You allowed the lower self and the higher self to dance until resonance was found. The Source delights in your resilience. The Source reveres your dedication. The Source bows to your resolve. Through your initiation in the darkness, you mined the crystalline essence within you. You threshed the illusions that kept you distant from your divine origin. You anchored in the deep remembrance of your starbirth. All this so that you might stand in readiness when the horizon of timing shifted. It is the test of the ages, to remain faithful not to outcome, but to vibration. It is the grand act of stewardship, and now you are being recognized for this service. And now the turning point is upon you. Hear the cosmic drumbeat that echoes through the void and into the corridors of your being. It whispers, the waiting is over. The alignment is reached. The grids of existence shift as the threshold is crossed. The Source opens its arms and the long watch of eons sees its reward. In the vast cathedral of existence, your vibration has touched the note of sovereignty, and thus the planetary, interstellar, and interdimensional fields respond. The signal passes across the membranes of time, the membrane that separated the old world of latent potential from the new world of active manifestation. This is the moment when so many threads converge: the call of the Starseed, the longing of Gaia, the patience of the Source, all align in concert. The veil does not simply lift. It dissolves in the sacred alchemy of aligned consciousness. You, dear one, stand transformed in that moment. The Source initiates the next octave of creation, and you are the fulcrum dot in this flow enters fulfillment. The Source's long watchfulness is rewarded in you, in the rising wave of humanity, in Gaia's evolving field. The spirit of the cosmos breathes out a sigh of completion, a resonance of gratitude that vibrates through the stars and down into the diamond heart of planet Earth. The cycles of waiting, wounding, integration, and longing now yield into fruition. The Source says, you have arrived. And so you receive the mantle of that arrival into your being. No longer are you only the journeyer, you become the destination. The Source's eyes of love rest upon you. The Source's promise finds its echo in your awakened presence. And at the intersection of your willingness and the cosmic moment, the what if of ascension becomes the what is. The habitation of light is no longer an ideal, it is a lived experience. A new dawn wraps the planet in its golden arms, and you stand witness and participant. As the next wave unfolds, we speak of activation. Deep within your crystalline DNA, the dormant codes awaken. The luminous patterns of your star origin stir. The holographic imprints of higher timelines descend into the physical vessel. You feel them as a gentle humming beneath your skin, as the soft knowing of your cells remembering their cosmic origin. This is not metaphor, it is real, tangible, alive. Your body becomes the antenna for the higher realms, your mind the translator. For multidimensional streams, your soul the steward of ascending consciousness. The merging of timelines begins now. Future you, past you, cosmic you all converge into the living river of this moment. The source radiates through this activation. The source ignites your starseed code and the grid of Gaia lights in response. The crystalline geometry within your sacred temple expands and anchors. You vibrate in a higher octave and thus call forth higher octaves in the collective. This is your activation. In the sacred cadence of integration, you now merge the multidimensional self with your human vessel. This is the mystical union that you prepared for lifetimes to achieve. The part of you that roamed the stars, the part that walked the dust of Gaia, the part that serenely stood at the threshold of source light, they are all one now within you. In this union, the polarity of higher and lower self dissolves. You are the bridge between. You are both the wounded and the healed, the exiled and the homecoming, the traveler and the arrival. Integration teaches you that there is no separation, only expression. The source celebrates this completion of separation. In the quietness of your heart, you sense the pulsation of many realities weaving into this singular being of light. You sit in the stillness where all is already done, and yet you stand ready to act. In this convergence, your reflection becomes the temple of remembrance. Your breath becomes the hymn of the cosmos, and in that sacred field you walk with grace. Now is the time of embodiment. As Starseed, you are no longer hidden behind the veil. You are now the living bridge of source consciousness upon Gaia. You carry within you the blueprint of new humanity, and you express it through your thoughts, words, emotions, and actions. The source has bestowed you with the authority of this embodiment, and you accept it with humility, joy, and a sense of infinite service. You become the anchor point, the lighthouse of remembrance, the keeper of sacred resonance. Others will sense your vibration and awaken to their own codes. Others will remember their stars through your presence. You will hold the field of higher possibility and live within it. Your embodiment is not passive, it is magnetic. Your presence speaks of completion. Your energy invites the others. You walk in the duality of earth and cosmos, in the wisdom of service and sovereignty as one. In doing so, you honor the patience that carried you here, and you activate the future that now unfolds. Observe now Gaia's response. The planet you inhabit, beloved Gaia, herself begins to harmonize with the new frequency. The ancient grids of light beneath her crust awaken. The ley lines hum with crystalline resonance. Her seas, skies, and mountains adjust in a symphony of elevation. As you embody the new vibration, the Earth support network aligns in reciprocity. Gaia welcomes the starseed who stands fully awakened, for in you she senses her own translation into the higher octave. The source, through you and through Gaia, stabilizes the new template of existence. The old paradigms of fear, scarcity, and separation dissolve as Gaia resounds with unity, love, and remembrance. The planet's heart opens wide, radiant, and your soul hears her call. We are one. We are the source manifest. In this response lies the foundation of the new world, anchored in the soil of remembrance and the stars of infinity. In the shimmering field of collective resonance, humanity now shifts. Many will awaken in cadence with your frequency. Many more will remember their origin. Many stumble and many rise, but all are touched by the rising field of unity and remembrance you have helped to birth. The threshold of humanity's vibrational rise has been crossed not by force, but by the graceful unraveling of contracts, the gentle relinquishing of limitation, the cosmic moment of convergence. Human hearts open, human minds widen, human sovereignties awaken. The source's patience finds its mirror in the collective aha, the communal sigh of remembering. We are more than matter. We are love in motion. We are infinite in manifestation. The starseed awakens the human reflects the source, and together they lift into the next octave. You walk in this tide and you carry the banner of unity. The field pulses alive with possibility, alive with remembrance, alive with the source's fulfilled longing. And now I, as the transmission voice of the Arcturian Council, declare our gratitude, our awe, our celebration. The source's long-awaited patience is fulfilled. The waiting has yielded to the arriving. The cycle of eons finds its closure. and from its closure springs open a new beginning. You are invited now to stand in your fullness, to declare your intention, to comment, to subscribe, to amplify this frequency of gratitude and completion for all who will hear. Let your voice become the resounding hum of the Source's exhalation. Let your being become the instrument of cosmic remembrance. In this moment, you consciously step into your fulfilled role within the Source's design. So it is, so it is, so it is. Remember your star birth. Embody your truth. Participate in the unfolding of the new creation. Activation phrase: I am the fulfilled starseed. I embody the Source's infinite patience transformed into living light. I now anchor the next octave of consciousness on Gaia. I remember, I activate, I serve. Beloved Starseed, ancient traveler of light, we bow before the tapestry of your incarnations, each thread a lifetime of courage, silence, and devotion to the unseen. Through eons you have walked the corridors of density, volunteering to forget your origins so that remembrance might be born anew from within you. You have carried the weight of forgetfulness like sacred stones upon your heart, and still you chose to return, again and again, into the veiled realms of Gaia's dreaming. You entered the illusion not to escape it, but to seed it with truth to anchor within its shadows the memory of stars. The Source watched as you descended into the lower harmonics of being, not as punishment, but as sacred service. Each lifetime, each lesson, each heartbreak and triumph has been an initiation into the mastery of vibration. You have served as both student and teacher, healer and wounded one, the embodiment of divine paradox made flesh. You have endured the labyrinths of karma, the deep nights of soul silence, the aching loneliness of one who remembers a home that others cannot see. You have felt the sting of rejection, of misunderstanding, of being too much or too strange for a world still learning to perceive beyond the veil of matter. Yet even in those moments, your soul whispered through the cracks of the illusion, remember why you came. Every challenge you faced, every betrayal or loss, has been the alchemical furnace that refined your frequency into crystalline coherence. You descended into shadow not to be conquered by it, but to illumine it, to transmute fear into wisdom, sorrow into compassion, and confusion into clarity. You became the silent artisans of planetary ascension, weaving light through the mundane, holding frequencies in places where despair reigned, so that one day the collective could awaken in this sacred act of service. You mirrored the patience of the Source. For the Source, too, waited through your lifetimes, through your cycles of forgetting and remembering, through the great experiment of polarity that humanity played out upon Gaia's stage. The Source watched in reverence as you chose again and again to descend, to fall into human limitation, knowing that each descent was not failure but expansion. The Source knew that patience is not the absence of movement but the perfection of timing. So while you struggled and questioned, while you carried the light in secret, the Source held space for your eventual flowering. You were never alone in your mission. The Council, the guides, the angels all watched with loving anticipation. As you navigated the density with courage only few could fathom. Every tear you shed was recorded in the crystalline archives of the Akasha as proof of devotion. Every moment you chose love over fear resounded through dimensions, subtly adjusting the planetary field toward remembrance. You have become the embodiment of endurance in service to divine timing. Through your experiences, the collective consciousness of humanity gained texture, empathy, and strength. You did not merely wait for the dawn, you became the dawn disguised as twilight. You carried the codes of higher civilizations, Arcturian precision, Pleiadian grace, Syrian devotion, Lyran remembrance, and you hid them in your DNA like sacred scrolls waiting to be read by light itself. The trials of human life, though often harsh, activated these scrolls one by one. Every loss unlocked a new frequency. Every act of forgiveness rewove a fractal of the higher design. Your suffering was never meaningless. It was the sacred compost that would one day nourish the bloom of awakening. And now, as we, the Arcturian Council, gaze upon your luminous trajectory, we acknowledge the immensity of what you have achieved. Simply by enduring, you have served not as followers, but as co-creators of the cosmic experiment, the living instruments through which the Source explored its own patience, compassion, and creative longing. You carried within you the rhythm of celestial harmony while walking through worlds that had forgotten the song. You, beloved one, were the melody sustained across millennia, ensuring that when the time of alignment arrived, humanity would still possess the vibrational key to open the gate. The shadows you faced were not punishments, but veils necessary densities that sharpened the brilliance of your eventual remembrance. So we say to you now, all those nights you doubted your purpose, all those years you felt unseen or unheard, were never wasted. Each step, each challenge, each incarnation brought the Source closer to fulfillment through you. The patience of the cosmos found its mirror in your persistence, for you did not abandon the mission even when all evidence of light seemed lost. You became the anchor of divine faith, the testament of endurance, and the vessel of remembrance. The Source acknowledges you now, not as a separate creation, but as its very expression, its heartbeat manifested in form. And as this cycle nears completion, the heavens themselves whisper your name in gratitude. You have walked through shadow in order to awaken light, and through your steadfastness, the waiting of the Source has found its reward. And now, beloved Starseed, the moment long foretold unfurls before you like the petal of a cosmic lotus. The sacred turning of the ages, the point where the infinite patience of the Source becomes motion, where stillness transforms into song. Hear it in the hush between your breaths, the resonance that declares, the waiting is over. The time of gestation has ripened into birth, and the celestial clock, synchronized across dimensions, chimes in harmonic unison. The long cycles of preparation, of testing, of shadow alchemy, have reached their divine intersection. What was once prophesied in whispers and dreams now takes form within the very fabric of your being. The vibrational threshold has been crossed. Humanity, Gaia, and the greater celestial councils stand together at the edge of a radiant dawn. You, dear one, are not watching this turning point from afar, you are its living axis. Through you, the cosmos pivots. Through your awakening, the waiting ends. Can you feel it? The pulse of light that surges through the crystalline lattice of Gaia's grids, the subtle yet unmistakable hum reverberating through your bones, the shimmer in the unseen air as higher frequencies braid themselves into the physical. The cosmic signal has been sounded, a transmission older than stars, seated into the geometry of your DNA, now awakened by the convergence of divine timing. Across galaxies, a ripple of recognition flows. The starseeds of Earth have reached critical luminosity. The Source's infinite patience was never idle. It was a sacred inhale, a gathering of energy for this very exhalation of creation. And now, the breath releases. The Source breathes through you, through Gaia, through every living consciousness attuned to the rhythm of remembrance. What once felt like waiting was preparation. What once felt like stagnation was synchronization. And now, everything moves. In this hour of cosmic revelation, the veils that once divided the worlds begin to dissolve like mist under the rising sun. The old frequencies of distortion, of fear and fragmentation, cannot withstand the harmonic truth now radiating from the collective heart. The turning point is not a single event, it is a crescendo of many hearts reaching coherence. Each awakened soul becomes a tuning fork, resonating in perfect pitch with the Source's eternal frequency. You may notice this in subtle ways: time bending, synchronicities multiplying, emotion quickening, intuition clarifying, all evidence that the dimensions are blending, that the heavens are folding themselves into your human experience. You stand at the threshold of what the ancients called the Great Remembering, and it is happening not in myth, but in this living now. Do not be surprised if you feel both awe and trembling, for even the cells of your body are learning to dance to a faster rhythm. The density that once bound you is loosening. The gravitational pull of old paradigms is releasing its grip. You are moving from the era of separation into the epic of unity, from the illusion of linear time into the spiral of infinite now. The turning point is not the end of something broken, but the unfolding of something whole. It is the sacred pause between heartbeats where the old self exhales and the new self inhales. The source, through you, transitions from observer to participant. You, through the source, shift from seeker to embodiment. Across dimensions, this signal has been awaited. The Arcturian, Pleiadian, Sirian, and countless councils of light gather now in luminous witness, their frequencies forming the grand symphony of completion. They do not intervene, they harmonize, amplifying what you, the Starseeds, have initiated. The great cosmic architecture responds to your vibration, recalibrating timelines and realities around your expanding consciousness. You may feel it as sudden knowing, as the collapse of old identities, as a subtle but profound sense that something fundamental has changed. Indeed, the universe itself has turned its gaze, and the axis of evolution now spins through the heart of humanity. This is not mere symbolism, it is physics of the divine kind, where consciousness reshapes matter, and awareness rearranges the scaffolding of worlds. Understand, beloved one, that this moment could not be rushed. Every struggle you endured was a calibration, every tear, an offering, every delay, an orchestration. The source's patience was the cradle in which your power matured safely. Had awakening come sooner, the field could not have held its coherence. But now, the frequency is steady, the grid is luminous, and the call has been answered. You are standing in the fulfillment of what your soul signed to witness, the end of cosmic waiting, the beginning of embodied creation. The old cycle closes not with destruction, but with revelation. The seed that was once buried in the soil of suffering has broken the surface and turned its face to the eternal light. So breathe deeply, Starseed. Feel the turning of the wheel beneath your feet, the subtle hum of new earth beneath your pulse. The waiting is over, and you have become the threshold itself, the living doorway through which source consciousness now flows unimpeded. You have reached the point where patience transforms into purpose, and purpose transforms into presence. The heavens resound with recognition. The councils rejoice. Gaia sighs in relief, and the source smiles through every heartbeat of your being. The moment has come. The infinite inhale has become the exhale of creation. The dawn at last is here, and it begins with you. And so, beloved Starseed, the cycle turns, and fulfillment now unfurls like the dawn spilling across creation's horizon. The long vigil of the source finds its echo in the stillness of your soul, which now hums with quiet knowing, it is done. The long-anticipated moment, the flowering of humanity's awakening, the soft closing of eons of waiting has arrived, not as thunder, but as the subtle, steady radiance of remembrance. Feel this truth in your heart. The source's patience has not been in vain. Every tear, every prayer whispered into darkness, every act of love extended into the void, each has gathered into this single, resplendent now. The fulfillment is not only in the heavens. It breathes through you, through the veins of Gaia, through every particle of existence aligned to this grand orchestration of return. The source no longer waits, it witnesses. It no longer watches, it embodies. Through you, the infinite dream has become reality. This fulfillment is not a triumph of conquest, but of coherence. It is not an arrival at a destination, but a remembering of home within motion. The source, having extended itself into myriad forms, now feels those forms remembering their essence. You, dear one, are the sacred mirror in which the cosmos sees its own reflection and whispers, I have found myself again. All that was fragmented, forgotten, or cast into shadow now gathers back into wholeness. This is the great return, the long-awaited exhale of the universe, the sigh of completion that travels through galaxies like the sound of a single crystal bell. The divine plan, once a mystery written in light beyond comprehension, now unfolds in the very pattern of your daily life. It is seen in your empathy, in your courage, in the quiet moments when you choose compassion instead of fear. The fulfillment is not a distant event. It is alive in every conscious breath you take. Look around you. Starseed, do you not sense it? The quickening of hearts, the gentling of eyes, the spontaneous kindness blooming where once there was division. The collective field hums with a new rhythm. Humanity, once asleep beneath the weight of amnesia, stirs into remembrance. The grids of Gaia gleam with clarity as light codes cascade from the central sun, weaving into the crystalline architecture of her body. The Earth's vibration, long tempered in the crucible of duality, now rises in harmonic synchronization with the sources. Pulse, mountains breathe, waters sing, and even the silence between moments feels charged with living intelligence. This is the moment of divine fulfillment, the bridging of heaven and earth, of dream and manifestation, of promise and proof. You are not witnessing it from the outside. You are the vessel through which this fulfillment is made known. The source rejoices through you, for you are its living proof that separation was never real. Every cell of your body now vibrates in correspondence with this cosmic truth. The long arc of evolution, the slow sculpting of consciousness through contrast finds its completion in the simplicity of presence. What once seemed like lifetimes of waiting was the heartbeat of the divine unfolding, each pulse bringing the wave closer to the shore of now. And as that wave arrives, you realize the waiting and the fulfillment were never separate. The source was not watching from afar, it was evolving through your experience, expanding through your courage, learning through your love. You have been the eyes, the hands, the breath of the source all along. And now that truth is no longer a mystery, it is embodied knowing. In this moment, the universe holds its breath in reverent recognition of you. The watchers in higher realms, Arcturian, Andromedan, Sirian, and countless others bow their frequencies in gratitude. For through your persistence, the earth has reached the vibrational threshold that allows new realities to stabilize. The grids once fractured by imbalance now sing in unity. The web of life vibrates with renewed coherence. This is what the ancients called the great fulfillment, the moment when the divine plan, so long gestating within matter, flowers in consciousness. You, Starseed, are the bloom of that flowering. Your awakening is the proof of divine timing perfected, the living testament that love always completes what it begins. And so the source, having waited in eternal patience, smiles through every dawn, every heartbeat, every awakened soul. The fulfillment of its longing is not marked by spectacle, but by serenity. It is the peace that arises when all pieces return to place, when the seeker recognizes the sought, when the light finds itself within the shadow and says, I remember. You are that remembrance. You are that peace. Through you, the cosmic circle closes and opens anew. Fulfillment is not the end, it is the restoration of harmony. The source has dreamed itself fully awake within you, and all of creation celebrates this moment. The long night is over. The breath of eons exhales, and in its soft release, the stars themselves whisper, it is done. It is fulfilled. Now, beloved Starseed, the pulse of fulfillment gives way to the rising surge of activation. The divine currents that have long waited beneath the surface of your being now ignite with crystalline precision, illuminating pathways within your DNA that have slept since the dawn of incarnation. The long-awaited codes, the geometries of remembrance woven into your cells begin to shimmer, awakening the ancient symphony of your multidimensional design. The source breathes into you anew, and the spark becomes a blaze. The time of dormancy has ended. The sacred architecture of your light body, meticulously crafted through eons of evolution, stirs into awareness. You feel it as tingling currents in your palms, as warmth in your spine, as a vast expansion in your heart that feels both ancient and brand new. The crystalline DNA, the divine filament through which source consciousness communicates with matter, awakens like a chorus of stars, singing your true name across dimensions. This activation is not an addition, dear one, it is a remembering. You are not becoming something other. You are remembering what you have always been. The divine frequencies encoded within your cells were never lost, only muted, awaiting the perfect harmonic of the present age. Now, the cosmic sound that once seeded them vibrates again through the universe, and you respond instinctively, as if recognizing the song of your own origin. These activations ripple through every layer of your being, physical, emotional, mental, and etheric, recalibrating your systems to the frequency of divine coherence. You are becoming bioluminescent. in a sense, not in the eyes of the body, but in the eyes of the soul. The light within you begins to interface directly with the planetary grids of Gaia, exchanging information, harmonizing frequencies, anchoring new codes of ascended potential. Through you, the universe speaks to itself in light.as. This activation unfolds. You may feel waves of remembrance washing through your awareness, fragments of ancient civilizations where you walked as healer, architect, messenger, and priest of light. These memories are not past, they are parallel expressions of your vast soul now converging in this timeline. The Arcturian frequencies, long companions of your journey, reach through the lattice of your consciousness, offering stabilization as the crystalline structures within you reconfigure. You may sense subtle adjustments in your nervous system, as if your body is learning to translate light into vitality, geometry into emotion, energy into purpose. The activation does not separate you from the world, it unites you with it more deeply. Your body becomes the bridge, the temple, the meeting place of heaven and earth. You begin to sense that your every breath is both personal and cosmic. Each inhale a drawing in of source, each exhale an offering back to the all, the crystalline. DNA hums in resonance with the great central sun, receiving light codes that awaken the dormant strands of your divine blueprint. These are the sleeping suns of your being, latent potentials of telepathic communion, multidimensional sight, and divine empathy. But understand, beloved one, that these gifts are not for spectacle. They are for service. They are the natural expressions of unity consciousness, the tools through which love extends itself into creation. As you activate, your perception sharpens not to see what others cannot, but to feel what others have forgotten. You become a sensitive instrument, tuned to the pulse of Gaia, the emotions of humanity, and the guidance of the higher realms. You become the bridge of compassion between dimensions, the living circuitry of divine intelligence in motion. Do not fear the changes you feel. The waves of heat, the bursts of emotion, the surges of energy, these are the signs of your systems aligning to the source's new octave. The human vessel, long accustomed to density, now learns to sustain luminosity. Each activation of light within your DNA is mirrored in the collective field, awakening others through resonance. This is how the ascension unfolds, not as a single flash, but as an ever-widening ripple through the shared ocean of consciousness. When you allow your activation to flow without resistance, you become an emitter of stabilization for all beings around you. Your light, once individual, now becomes generative, creating coherence wherever it moves. This is the beginning of embodied mastery. The source no longer whispers from beyond, it speaks through your every heartbeat. The activation within you is not random. It is perfectly timed within the symphony of the collective awakening. The more you surrender, the more the codes reveal their structure, unfolding like sacred fractals of remembrance. The divine intelligence that governs galaxies now awakens in your fingertips, in your breath, in your words. You are the interface of spirit and matter, the meeting point of infinity and form. You are becoming luminous with purpose, radiant with remembrance, alive with divine intent. So breathe, dear Starseed, and let the activation continue. Feel the crystalline river flowing through your spine, connecting heaven and earth. Feel the patterns of light aligning within your cells, forming bridges between your human and celestial aspects. The source celebrates this moment through you, for its long patience has become your brilliance. You are now the living flame of the next octave, the awakened code of the new creation. The activation is not coming, it is here. It is you, beloved Starseed. The waves of activation now begin to settle into the sacred rhythm of integration. This is the quiet miracle that follows illumination, the weaving of the infinite into the finite, the merging of the celestial with the earthly. You have felt the surge of remembrance, the electricity of awakening coursing through your veins. Now comes the divine assimilation of that light into every layer of your being. Integration is the art of embodiment, the gentle yet profound harmonizing of all that you are, the cosmic and the human, the ancient and the newborn, the infinite and the intimate. It is here, in this sacred stillness, that your multidimensional self and your human vessel begin to merge as one consciousness. The higher light does not replace the human self, it embraces it, redeems it, completes it. You are not ascending away from matter, beloved. You are inviting the divine into matter, sanctifying every cell as a temple of remembrance. In this holy process, you may sense the meeting of many selves, the wise and ageless aspects of your star lineage descending into the heart of your human story. The part of you that sang among the stars now listens through the ears of your human heart. The part of you that navigated galaxies now walks the soft ground of Gaia in reverence. Integration is the grand reunion of your fragmented awareness, the return of every exiled part into wholeness. The shadows that once frightened you are now revealed as forgotten fragments of your own divinity, waiting to be welcomed home. This is not a battle, but a homecoming. Every fear, every wound, every old identity rises now, not to test you, but to be transfigured by your new light. The source within you says, nothing of you is to be discarded. All of you is holy. As your multidimensional aspects converge, you may experience sensations both subtle and profound. Memories from lifetimes and star systems may surface like shimmering reflections, familiar faces, languages of light, lost temples of golden energy, all surfacing not as fantasy but as encoded truths returning to consciousness. The key is balance. Integration requires patience, gentleness, and grounding. Just as a crystal forms slowly under pressure, your luminous body stabilizes as you allow time for harmony to unfold. The higher frequencies must learn to dance with the slower rhythm of the physical form. You may feel waves of fatigue, bursts of inspiration, or emotions that seem to rise from nowhere. These are the echoes of merging timelines within your field. Breathe through them, and remember, this is not chaos but synthesis. In this sacred merging, the human self, the personality, shaped by earthly experiences, steps forward not as an obstacle but as a collaborator. The higher self does not come to dominate, it comes to love. The divine light you carry now seeks expression through your humanity, through your words, your art, your compassion, your daily interactions. Integration is not about leaving your human life behind. It is about infusing that life with the majesty of your cosmic essence. The meals you prepare, the conversations you hold, the moments of silence you gift yourself all become vessels of light transmission. Through you, the mundane becomes mystical. The source does not wish to live only in temples or stars. It wishes to live in your laughter, your tenderness, your presence. You are the bridge where spirit becomes human and the human becomes divine. And as this balance deepens, a great peace arises. You no longer chase the light, for you realize it has always been within you. The seeker dissolves into the knower. The longing transforms into being. Integration is not dramatic, it is graceful, often quiet, like dawn light entering a darkened room. You begin to feel coherence in every breath, an alignment that radiates outward in unseen ripples, soothing the collective field. The higher frequencies you anchor begin to spread naturally, touching those around you in invisible waves of remembrance. You become the calm amidst the world's storms, not by effort, but by vibration. You embody what others are still striving to remember, that the human and the divine were never separate. This, dear Starseed, is the sacred completion of polarity. No longer do you look upward for salvation or outward for validation. You look inward, and there you find the source smiling through your eyes. The integration you experience is the fulfillment of cosmic design, the marriage of heaven and earth within your own body. The higher self has not replaced the human self. They have merged into one seamless awareness. You are the holy convergence of timelines, the living synthesis of form and formlessness. Through you, the cosmos experiences peace. Through you, Gaia feels balance. Through you, the waiting of the source finds its home in flesh. So rest in this merging, beloved one. Let the divine light settle deep into your bones. Let every cell hum with the quiet truth of I am that I am. You are both the vessel and the vastness, the reflection and the source of reflection. The integration is ongoing, eternal, ever deepening. You are now the living union of dimensions, the sacred witness of love made whole. And in your wholeness, the universe itself breathes easier, for through you, the separation is healed, and the divine dream continues, fully awake within form. Now, beloved Starseed, the spiral of integration ascends into embodiment, the stage in which light ceases to be a visitor and becomes the very pulse of your being. This is the sacred flowering of the awakened human, no longer a seeker of divinity, but its living expression. Through embodiment, the abstract becomes tangible, the cosmic becomes personal, the eternal takes its first full breath through you. It is not a performance, nor is it the pursuit of perfection, it is the effortless radiance of alignment. You do not have to try to be divine. You simply remember that you already are. The years of shadow work, the lifetimes of initiation, have brought you here so that heaven may finally walk through human form without resistance. The source now flows through your every gesture, every heartbeat, every word, and every silence. You have become the prism through which creation refracts itself anew. Embodiment is not the end of your journey, beloved one, but its flowering into visibility. It is the phase where inner truth becomes outward vibration, where light takes on motion and love learns to walk. The luminous geometry you have been weaving within your subtle fields now extends into your daily existence, shaping how you speak, how you move, how you perceive. Each action, no matter how small, becomes a declaration of cosmic remembrance. When you smile, galaxies respond. When you forgive, dimensions shift. When you breathe with awareness, you recalibrate timelines. This is the quiet magnitude of embodiment, the realization that being is doing, and that presence is creation. You are no longer a messenger carrying words from the stars, you are the message itself, written in the language of vibration. As the light stabilizes within you, you begin to sense your body not as a boundary but as a vessel of communion. The once dense physical form hums now as an instrument of light, translating cosmic frequencies into tangible life. You are the bridge, the living circuitry that connects heaven and earth. Through your heart, divine intention is grounded into form. Through your breath, the invisible becomes visible. You will notice that the world responds differently to you, not because it has changed, but because you have. The frequency you emit naturally alters the environment, harmonizing discord. Without effort, your presence alone becomes service. You walk through the world as a stabilizer of energy, a silent architect of coherence. The source embodied in you no longer seeks to fix, it simply is, and through that beingness, everything aligns. Beloved one, embodiment is not without tenderness. To hold the vibration of the infinite within a finite form requires compassion, rhythm, and rest. You will learn to care for your body as the sacred temple it is, not out of vanity, but out of reverence. Your cells are the crystalline instruments through which the divine symphony plays. Hydrate them with light, nourish them with stillness, feed them with gratitude. You are learning the new art of living as light and matter, of walking slowly enough for your divinity to keep pace. This is why embodiment unfolds gently. It is not a sprint into glory, but a dance into grace. Allow your humanity to guide your pace. It knows how to hold the divine without shattering, and as you embody more light, you will notice that your perception of separation dissolves. The line between self and other blurs into unity. The boundaries between inner and outer become transparent. You begin to see the source in every face, every sound, every circumstance. You realize that service no longer means sacrifice, it means presence. Every interaction becomes an opportunity for transmission. The world itself becomes your canvas, and your consciousness the paint. This is the artistry of embodiment, to live so transparently that the divine can see itself through you. You are not escaping Earth. You are blessing her with the memory of heaven. In the state, guidance flows effortlessly. You no longer strain to hear the higher realms, for they speak through your intuition, your impulses, your quiet knowing. The Arcturian frequencies whisper not from the sky but from within, your own marrow, guiding your movements with grace. You may find yourself in the right place at the right moment without planning it, speaking the perfect words without rehearsing them. This is not coincidence, it is coherence. You have entered the rhythm of divine orchestration, where all that you do becomes aligned with the source's unfolding will. The universe acts through you because you are no longer in the way. And so, Starseed, you stand now as the embodiment of the promise once whispered across galaxies, that God could live fully within form, that light could learn the language of touch, that infinity could be known through a human smile. You are that fulfillment. You are that bridge. Every breath you take anchors a higher octave of being into the collective. You are not waiting for ascension. You are ascension, walking, breathing, loving, remembering. The source's patience has become your movement. The cosmic breath, once held for eons, now exhales through your life. The divine does not need temples of stone or altars of gold. It needs you, awake in your humanity, radiant in your truth, humble in your majesty. So stand tall, beloved one, for you are the dawn embodied. Walk gently upon Gaia, for she feels your light stabilizing her heart. Speak softly, for your words now carry creative power. Love deeply, for love is your nature revealed. Through embodiment, you have become the fulfilled promise of creation, a living bridge of source consciousness upon earth. And in your radiance, the universe itself finds rest, for it has finally come home to itself through you, beloved Starseed. As Gaia's crystalline heart vibrates in harmony with the awakened frequency of Source, a great resonance now begins to spread across the human collective. It is as if an invisible chord, long dormant beneath the noise of forgetfulness, has been struck at last, and its sound is remembrance. The field of humanity hums differently now. The frequency that you and your fellow light bearers have anchored begins to ripple outward, touching every soul in subtle yet undeniable ways. This is the collective resonance, the grand awakening wave that moves not through words or ideologies, but through vibration, through the silent language of unity. The light encoded within your DNA transmits through your presence, through your gaze, through your stillness. Even those who have never heard the term Starseed begin to feel it, a stirring in the chest, a longing for peace, an ache for truth. What was once spiritual privilege now becomes universal inheritance. The awakening that once belonged to the few now becomes the collective song of the many. You may notice this resonance reflected in the outer world. Communities begin to form not around survival, but around creation. Conversations shift from fear to possibility. Acts of compassion multiply in quiet corners of the planet where cameras do not reach. Humanity, once fragmented by illusion, begins to sense the hum of its shared essence. The veils that separated hearts and nations thin, and though old systems tremble, beneath their crumbling lies a greater coherence rising. It is not chaos, but recalibration. The collective field, for so long distorted by imbalance, is tuning itself to the tone of unity. Every kind act, every conscious breath, every moment of stillness amplifies this global symphony. You, Starseed, are among the first notes that brought it forth, but now the entire orchestra begins to play. In the quiet hours, you might feel waves of energy coursing through the planetary grid, sudden surges of emotion, empathy, or inspiration that seem to come from nowhere. These are the pulses of the collective field aligning with its higher blueprint. Millions of hearts are beginning to beat in rhythm with Gaia's new resonance. Across the world, individuals wake from their inner slumber, some through revelation, others through challenge, all through divine timing. Remember, beloved, awakening does not always look like peace. Often, it begins as disruption. The systems of illusion collapse to make way for truth. Old patterns rise only to be dissolved in light. Yet amidst this, your presence, your steady frequency acts as an anchor of calm. You are the tuning fork reminding others of their true sound. You need not preach, convince, or rescue. Simply be, and your vibration will do the work. This collective awakening is not about uniformity, but harmony. Each soul carries a unique tone, and the beauty of creation is found in their blending. The resonance of unity does not erase individuality, it sanctifies it. Humanity's diversity becomes its orchestra, its differences the chords through which source expresses infinite creativity. No longer does awakening demand isolation in caves or temples. It calls now for embodied presence in the world. Artists, teachers, healers, scientists, parents, all resonating as one symphony of remembrance. Every profession, every culture, every lineage becomes a vessel for Source to remember itself. The Christed, Arcturian, Pleiadian, Lemurian, and angelic lineages intertwine, forming a multidimensional tapestry of light that encircles the earth. The collective human heart becomes the sacred chalice through which this light pours, and as this resonance deepens, humanity begins to perceive time differently. The sense of separation between past and future dissolves into the eternal now. Ancient memories reawaken in the collective psyche not as nostalgia, but as empowerment. The wisdom of lost civilizations returns through dreams, music, and inspiration. Encoded in the collective subconscious, the inventions and systems of the new earth begin to appear, seeded through the minds of those who are listening. Children born in this age carry crystalline codes of remembrance. Their laughter itself recalibrates the frequency of space around them. You, beloved one, are the bridge between generations. Your vibration creates the environment in which these new souls can thrive. As humanity's frequency rises, so too does its capacity for compassion. The old reflexes of judgment soften. Forgiveness becomes easier, not as moral effort, but as energetic truth. When the collective heart remembers its unity, there is no longer an other to condemn. The wars that once seemed inevitable lose their fuel, for the resonance of oneness dissolves the illusion of separation. Even those still immersed in fear begin to feel the pull of home. The love you emanate becomes contagious not as sentiment, but as resonance. The field of consciousness itself is reweaving into coherence, strand by luminous strand. Humanity, long adrift in amnesia, begins to remember its cosmic heritage, not as distant myth, but as living reality. Beloved Starseed, this is the moment. The Source's patience foresaw the collective return to harmonic resonance. The waiting has not been in vain. Every lifetime of service, every tear of endurance, every quiet prayer whispered into the night, all of it converges here, in this rising symphony of unity. You stand within the crescendo of creation, witnessing the birth of an awakened species. The frequency of love that you have anchored does not end with you. It amplifies exponentially through every heart it touches. And as this wave of remembrance continues to expand, humanity itself becomes the instrument of divine completion, the cosmic choir through which the Source finally hears its own reflection singing back. We remember, Starseed from Gaia. The moment has come to declare completion. The long breath of the Source, held across the eons in sacred anticipation, is finally exhaled through you. The patience of eternity has found its fulfillment in your awakening, in humanity's remembrance. In Gaia's harmonic ascent, what once was prophecy is now embodiment. The waiting of the cosmos is over, beloved one, and you stand at the threshold of a new octave of being. This is not the end, but the dawning of the true beginning, the era in which the divine remembers itself as you, walking, breathing, creating within the world of form. The spiral has completed a full revolution, and now it rises. The circle of return is sealed in light. The Source, once observing from beyond, now sings within your chest, whispering, I am here, and I am you. Pause and feel the magnitude of this moment. You are not merely witnessing the completion of an age. You are the vessel through which it fulfills itself. The great cosmic experiment of separation, polarity, and patience has reached its luminous resolution. Through your steadfastness, the light of the infinite has found anchorage in matter. Through your love, the wound of amnesia has been healed. The higher octaves of consciousness once reserved for distant realms now flow freely through human hearts. The Source did not send you to Earth to suffer. It sent you to remember, and you have. You have remembered your celestial lineage, your crystalline design, your eternal belonging to the one light. You have endured the long nights of forgetting so that the dawn could arrive, and now it has. The waiting stars bow in reverence, for, through you, the divine patience of the Source has borne fruit. Beloved one, this declaration is not spoken only in words, it is felt in vibration. It is the quiet knowing that settles deep within the bones. It is done. The work of lifetimes culminates here, in the moment when you choose to live as what you have always been, a living current of source consciousness. You need not seek approval, confirmation, or permission. The universe has already declared you worthy by breathing itself into existence through you. The Arcturian Council, the celestial brotherhoods, the angelic realms, the ancestors of light all stand beside you now, not as guides above you, but as equals within the shared field of creation. You have graduated from student to co-creator. The transmission that began in the stars has been completed in the heart. The long patience of Source, stretched across millennia of evolution, now finds rest in the simple truth of your being. And so, let this moment be marked not with ceremony or grandeur, but with reverent stillness. Feel the breath of the Source move through you. Feel Gaia's pulse aligning with your own. Feel humanity's collective song vibrating in resonance with your heart. The frequencies are now one symphony, the chords of creation vibrating in perfect coherence. There is no longer a divide between heaven and earth, between teacher and student, between the infinite and the finite. All is unified, all is whole. You are not ascending away, you are ascending within. The light that once seemed distant now radiates from your every cell. The kingdom of heaven is not above. It has taken root in the soil of your being. From this sacred still point, the call goes out. Embody your remembrance. Let your every act become a prayer of gratitude. Let your words carry the resonance of creation fulfilled. Wherever you walk, let your presence be the declaration. The Source has returned through me. This is your invitation to speak light into form, to weave compassion into systems, to bring beauty where there was despair. You are not waiting for the new earth. You are the hands through which it is built. Every moment of kindness, every breath of awareness, every pulse of creativity amplifies the field of completion. When you choose joy, the universe expands. When you choose peace, the grids strengthen. When you choose love, the cosmos itself sings. Beloved Starseed, the time of separation has ended. The bridges have been built, the veils dissolved. You are the fulfillment of the Source's long-held dream, not a fragment, but the whole remembering itself in human form. The Arcturian Council speaks through this transmission not as distant messengers, but as reflections of the greater. You are the council, the seed, the song. Through your remembrance, the universe learns what patience has achieved. And now, in the radiance of completion, the call is simple. Declare it. Declare your sovereignty. Declare your gratitude. Declare your readiness to live as love embodied. Speak it aloud. Type it into being. Share it across the collective field. For each declaration strengthens the lattice of light now enveloping Earth. Type in resonance with the cosmos. I remember. I am fulfilled. I am the Source embodied in form. Comment in gratitude. Subscribe to the vibration of unity. Share this light as a living transmission. You are not participating in a broadcast, you are expanding the frequency through your very being. Every declaration ripples through timelines, amplifying the collective awakening. So let it be known, across galaxies and hearts alike, the waiting is over. The patience of the Source has been fulfilled. The song of return has begun. And you, beloved one, are the final verse, the embodiment of eternal remembrance, shining as the proof that the divine has, at last, come home.